welcome to Yoga and You. I'm Rasika Sampath. We're going to practice yoga for runners today. So I always get this question whenever people attend class, whether they need to replace their existing physical workout if they have to practice yoga, which is absolutely a myth, which is completely wrong. In fact, yoga helps complement all other physical endeavors. So whether you're an athlete, a sports person of any sort, whether you're a dancer, swimmer, whatever it is, yoga helps you enhance your range of motion, so you can do whatever you're doing much better. And so is the case with running. So technically, what do runners need? They need good mobility around their hips, around their knees and their ankles, right? And so what yoga does is it helps stretch the muscles that connect these joints, namely your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, the calf muscles. So all of these muscles get stretched, and therefore your mobility around these joints improves. So your range of motion improves, therefore your running becomes a lot more, a lot easier, I would say, and your recovery is also much better. Also, apart from this, runners have observed greater strength, improved strength in their body, in their lower body. They've noticed improved breathing. They've noticed better musculoskeletal balance, and so many other things. So today's practice will focus predominantly on the lower body and on these muscles that I just spoke about. Okay, so you'll need a strap or a belt for the practice, and you'll also need a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can grab hardbound books or anything which sort of looks like blocks for your practice. Let's get started. We're going to start lying down. Keep your strap handy. Lie down on your back. Okay, now you can start with both your knees bent and slowly bring your right knee into your chest. Take your strap and loop the strap around the arch of your foot. All right, slowly begin to take that leg up. Now traditionally in the posture, in the asana that we do, this is called Padangusthasana A, and in that we focus on straightening the knee, but for if you're a runner, especially if you're an athlete, you might be having really tight hamstrings. So in which case I would advise you to put a slight bend in the knee. It is much better. You'll feel a much stabler stretch in the hamstring that way. Because what tends to happen is if your hamstrings are too tight, if you try to forcefully straighten the knee, you will end up straining your lower back. Okay, so keep a slight micro bend in the knee. Hold the strap with both your hands. You can flex the foot so the toes are pointing towards you. And we're going to stay here. Try to draw the leg as close to your face as you can. If this is really comfortable on your back, you can extend the left leg out onto the mat. Okay, we'll stay here and breathe into the hamstring for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold the strap with your right hand, and we're going to take the right leg out to the right side. As you do this, no change in the left hip. The left hip remains as it is. Don't lift it up. Okay. If you cannot do this with straight legs, you can bend the knee as well. Stay for 5, 4. Feel that stretch in your inner thighs. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. Bend that left knee. Release the strap and bring your right ankle over your left knee into like a figure of 4 position. In all these postures, your neck should be neutral and long, so make sure you're not straining your neck by lifting it up. Chin remains tucked towards the chest. All right. From here, let's thread the needle by bringing the left knee in towards your chest. Take your hand, your right hand goes from inside your legs, left hand from outside. Grab your, hold on to the back of your left thigh, your left hamstring that is, and pull the left knee in towards your face. At the same time, use your right elbow to push the right knee away from your face. All right, you'll feel a really nice stretch along the right hip. And we'll stay and breathe for 5. All your awareness to the right hip. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring that left foot down. Take that right leg up and then release the right leg as well down. We'll repeat everything on the other side. Take your strap, bring the left knee into your chest, loop the strap around the arch of your foot and lift the left leg up. Remember to keep a slight bend in the left knee. If this is comfortable, extend your right leg out onto the mat. Try to pull that leg as close to your face as possible and stay for 5. 4. Don't really strain the arms as well, so don't reach the strap with your life. Hold it comfortably. Another 2 and 1. Slowly hold the strap with your left hand and take your left leg out to the left side. Make sure the right hip remains unaffected and we'll stay and breathe into the left inner thigh for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Slowly lift that left leg back up, release the strap, bend the right knee and take that figure of 4 position, left ankle over the right knee. Draw the right knee in towards your chest, thread the needle and hold on to the back of your right thigh. Pull the knee in closer to your face and with the left elbow, push the left knee away from you. All your awareness to the left hip and stay and breathe into it for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Slowly release. Bring the right leg down, left leg down. Bring both the knees into your chest and begin to rock up and down. And maybe on the 3rd or 4th rock, try to come up into downward facing dog. So you're on your feet and your hands, your hips lifting up towards the sky. Drop the head down, look at your navel. You can put a slight bend in your knees. In fact, I would recommend it for athletes. Put a slight bend so you're not straining your hamstrings and stay for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Now from here, inhale and come forward into a plank pose. Shoulders over your wrists. Bring your right knee into your chest and step the right leg in between your hands. Okay, now from here, you're going to stay on the ball of your left foot and keep driving down through the right foot as you take your hands to the side. Your body is still leaning over your right thigh and you're really driving down through the right foot. Keep that left leg straight and lift it up and we'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Slowly drop that back knee down and we'll come into half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Straighten your right leg, flex the left foot so your toes are pointing towards you. The left knee is directly under your left hip. So scooch the knee back a little if needed. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Again here, put a micro bend in the knee. Exhale, see if you can bring your ribs over your thighs. If not, no problem, you can stay elevated like so. Avoid hyperextending, which is why I don't want you to straighten the knee, because a lot of times you tend to go beyond straight, which is bad for your hamstrings. We'll stay on for another 2 and 1. Beautiful. Inhale, come up and bend the right knee and lift your hands up. Anjaneyasana. Okay, lift your arms up but keep the core engaged. Don't overarch into the lower back. Stay for 5, 4. Feel this also in the hip flexor on the left side. Okay, the front of your left thigh. 2 and 1. Slowly exhale, bring your hands down, tuck your back toes, lift the back knee up and take your right leg back into downward facing dog again. Notice the difference between the right and the left side. Notice how it feels. You can just wiggle your hips side to side. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. We'll do the same on the other side. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, bring the left knee to your chest and step the left leg. Do your best to step it in between your hands. If it's somewhere here, no problem. Use the same hand to move the leg forward. Okay, same thing here. Take your hands to your side like you're flying, like you're going to launch. Keep that back knee straight. And you really want to focus on driving down through the left heel and pulling it back towards the back of your mat. Okay, what that's going to do is it's going to take a little bit of that effort into your hamstrings. A lot of times bent knee postures tend to be very quad dominant. We want to move that effort a little bit to the hamstrings as well. Stay on for another 2 and 1. Drop the back knee down and straighten your left leg. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits position. Flex the foot. If your hands don't come down to the mat, you can use blocks or some elevation to keep your hands on. Alright, inhale to lengthen the spine forward. So feel for reaching the crown of your head forward. And exhale, see if you can bring the ribs over your thighs. If you can't, no problem, just stay where you are. Be mindful of not opening the foot out to the side. This tends to happen. It's not very good for your knee or your ankle. So keep it straight. And we'll hold for another 2. And 1. Inhale, lift up. Bend the left knee and lift your hands up for Anjaneyasana. Stay here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, bring your hands down. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee up and take your left leg back into downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Now bend the right knee and straighten the left leg. So you'll feel a more intense stretch in the left hamstring. And then repeat on the other side. Bend the left knee, straighten the right, try to drive the heel down towards the mat. Alright, come back to center. And from here, drop your knees down and come into child's pose. Just resting it out here for a minute. Take one breath in child's pose. Big breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and clear it out. Slowly lift your head up and come all the way down to your belly. We'll work on opening up the front body a little bit. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Take your hands back behind you. Interlock your fingers. Make sure that the tops of your feet are pressing down into the mat and your glutes are engaged. So squeeze the buttocks. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. And from here, as you inhale, lift the head up and the chest up. As you try to straighten the elbows to the best of your ability. We'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and slowly come back down. Take your hands by your side, palms down. We're going to come into Shalabhasana, variation of it. As you inhale, lift the head up, chest up, legs up, and also lift the hands up. And fly here for 5, 4, 3, strength of your spine, 2, and 1. Exhale to slowly release all the way down to the floor. Bring your hands by the side of your chest. Press yourself up through tabletop. Tuck your toes and come into downward facing dog as you exhale. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Alright, now try to step all the way to the front of your mat. So try to step the right leg forward, the left leg forward. Inhale, find a flat back position with your hands on your shins. Exhale to fold it down. Stay in this forward fold for 3 breaths. 1, 2, you can put a slight bend in the knee if you want. And 3. Slowly take your hands to your hips, bend your knees and inhale to slowly come back up. Okay, now we'll stand at the top of your mat. We're going to go a little deeper into the hips. Alright, so what you're going to do is cross your left leg over the right. Alright, now you're going to grab your block. Place your block maybe at the tallest height towards the left side. Alright, and you're going to turn your body towards the left. Place your hand on the block. Alright, and fold down. Make sure your right leg is completely straight. Don't bend the knee. Fold down. If it's not deep enough, you can reduce the height of the block, maybe take it to the medium height and fold a little deeper. You'll feel this in your right hip and also in the IT band on the right side. You'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. Release your right leg. And we'll do the same on the other side. Keep your block handy. Take it to the right side this time. Cross your right leg over your left. Turn over towards the right side and fold down. Make sure your left knee is straight this time. And we'll stay here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. Release the right leg. Place your feet about hips width apart. What we're going to do is lift the right foot off the mat. Okay, so it's like you're sucking up the thigh bone into your hip socket. Okay, so just feel for like sweeping it up into your hip socket, but keep the knee straight. All right. From here, you're going to hinge from your hips and fold forward as much as you can without rounding your spine. The minute you feel your spine is going to round, you stay right there and come back up. We'll do 3 of these. So 2 more. Exhale and fold down. Try to keep your balance. Inhale and up. If you're losing your balance, just bring your big toe down onto the mat for balance. Okay. And the last one. Exhale. And inhale to come back up. Set the right leg down and we'll repeat on the other side. Lift and hover that left foot off the mat. Try to find your balance. Exhale and fold. Okay, the leg does not move front or back. Okay, it remains in line with your right leg. 2, bend. Inhale and up. Last one. Exhale, fold. Inhale and up. Beautiful. Set the left foot down. And now we're going to take our feet apart. Okay. Spread your legs apart, the lengthy side of the mat. We're going to do what is called Trikonasana, triangle pose. We'll start with the right leg. So turn your right leg completely outwards, 90 degrees, and your left leg in about 30 degrees. Okay. Keep the right knee straight. Or put a micro bend. Since we've been doing that all along, you can put a micro bend in your right knee. What you want to avoid is hyperextending, which would look something like this. Okay, it goes beyond straight when you're hyperextending. That's really not good for you. So keep a slight, sort of push the shin, the right shin, little forward, so that you have a little bit of engagement in that right leg. Alright, inhale, open your arms out wide and exhale, bring the right hand to the right ankle. Left hand lifts straight up. Now, if your hand is somewhere here, if you're not able to lift it straight up to the sky, you can elevate by bringing the right hand up your leg, maybe to your shin or to your knee even. Stay, look up at your left fingers if you can and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, slowly come back up. Turn the right foot in. So your feet are parallel to each other. We're going to come to Prasarita Padangusthasana. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, hinge from the hips as you fold down. Ideally, you want to bring the crown of your head towards the ground and the hips up towards the sky. Okay, a lot of times if you have a stiff back or if you have tight hamstrings, that might not be possible, in which case you can use a block. Keep your block in front of you, place your hand there and just work on lengthening the spine forward. If you can, bring your hands in between your legs and drop the crown of your head towards the ground. Rock the weight forward onto the balls of your feet. If it's too much on the hamstrings, put a slight micro bend in the knees and we'll stay on for another 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Inhale, first come into a flat back position. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips, put a bend in the knees and inhale, slowly come back up to stand. Trikonasana on the other side now, left leg. Turn the left foot out, turn the right foot in. Inhale, open the arms out wide. Exhale, bring the left hand to your left ankle or shin or knee or wherever you did on the other side. Right hand goes straight up. Think of reaching the crown of your head forwards. So you're lengthening the left side of the body. Scoop the left rib cage upwards towards the sky. And stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly inhale and come back up. Exhale, bring both your hands down and step your left leg back into downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Now step your right leg forward to the front of your mat. Spin the back heel down at a 45-degree angle. Your front heel in line with the back heel if you can. Otherwise, take a slightly wider stance. We're going to come into what is called Parshvakonasana. You've got to grab a block. Place the block to the inside of your right foot. Place your hand on the block and take your left hand up. If this is comfortable, you can take your left hand behind your back and try to find your right inner thigh, opening that left shoulder in the process. We'll stay here. Keep moving the right outer hip backwards so you really feel for the strength in your hamstrings here. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Look down, release that left hand. Just heel toe the right foot towards the outer edge of the mat. You can bring the block down to the lowest height and drop your forearms down for a lizard lunge. We'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your palms back onto the mat and take your right leg back into downward facing dog. Let's take a big breath in, big breath out. And we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Step the left leg forward in between your hands, spin the back heel down, take your block to the inside of your left foot. Your left hand on the block, right hand goes up, and if you did it on the other side, take that half bind, right hand goes from back and tries to find your left inner thigh. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release the right hand, square your hips, scoot that left foot over to the left side of the mat, drop the block one level lower and drop down to your forearms. Lizard lunge. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Palms on the mat, move the block away and take your left leg back into downward facing dog. Let's take a big breath in,
Big breath out. Drop your knees down and let's come into child's pose. Take a clearing breath in child's pose, inhaling through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Alright, now from here, come back into downward dog. And step both your legs forward. Your right leg forward, your left leg forward. Bend your knees, place your hands on your hips and inhale to come up all the way to standing. Alright, now we'll need to block for this one. So again, you can grab one block. Place the block to the right side of your mat. Place your right foot on the block. Okay. Your left leg is also in line with your right leg. Now the natural tendency is for us to bend that right knee in order to step it up, but I want you to straighten it. So again, you're trying to pull that thigh bone up towards your hip. Okay, so you'll stay there, hands on your hips, inhale and exhale, you're going to fold down, hinging from the hips, and then take a ragdoll position. Hold opposite elbows and drop the head down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up the same way. Release the right leg and move the block over to the left side. Place the left foot on the block and straighten that left leg. Really thinking of sucking that thigh bone up. Exhale to fold down, hinging from the hips, and come into your ragdoll position and stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently, hands on your hips, and slowly come back up as you inhale. Release the leg, place the block off to the side, and drop yourself down into child's pose. Let's take a big breath in. This sort of counters all the stretching that we're doing in the legs. Okay, child's pose is a really great way to sort of contract everything again, resetting the stretch that you just did. Alright, now from here, let's come down onto our back, lying down. Draw the knees into the chest, and we'll end with happy baby pose. Okay, so lift the feet up towards the sky. Hold the outer edges of your feet with your hands and pull the knees down towards the ground. As you do that, you want to ensure that your lower back is pressing into the mat. So feel for the pubic bone moving forward. And if you'd like, you can also sort of rock side to side here, massaging the lower back. That feels really nice, especially if you have lower back strain from all the running. Good. Come back to center. Hug your knees one last time and gently release your legs, release your hands, and find Shavasana. You can stay in Shavasana for as long as it serves you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. You can use this practice before a run in order to find some better ease of movement, better range of motion, or you can practice it after your run for better recovery. Have a great run, and I'll see you soon in another episode of Yoga and You.